they're in a difficult position, because if they drop the show, they're dropping history. The charisma of Anne of Green Gables is so unique on that island, and now it's reached the point of 17 years. It can reach 25 years. It can be the most unique theatrical thing that ever happened in the musical theater in this country, and it's happening in one place, you know, in the National Theater on a little island. I think that kind of history will be incredible, you know, 50 years from now.
Long to hear that on the board. 7, that's the time we leave at 7. I'll be waiting up for heaven, counting every mile of railroad track that takes me back. Never thought my heart could be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? Gotta take the sentimental journey home. Takes me back. Never thought my heart could be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? Gotta take the sentimental journey home. Sentimental journey home.
When faced with lack of production money, in what area of the show do you cut back? You try and cut back in the area that doesn't show to the public. Always. Well, or you become inventive in another way. I can only do this by giving you an example. For instance, I had a very low budget for a show called Amy, which I did this year. And so the main thing was to have early enough talks with the designer to explain to him that you were going to do it with a kind of a skeletal set, something that doesn't require a lot of scenery without any big units or things like that. And that you wanted a very natural look in the costumes, so the costume designer isn't going to design a lot, but she's going to try and beg, borrow, steal, and purchase stuff that's already made, and just design a few things. And that's her job then, is to try and make it inventive within that area. Mm-hmm. But you try and do it where it will not harm the show, or you have to think the show on a lower budget. And by thinking the show, you can do every show in a different style, you know. So you try and think the show in that kind of shape, so that it is, and sometimes it's good, because it makes you inventive. You know, you have to think of ways to do things, to convey to the audience the situation you want, but in the same way, do it with no scenery, or do it with no costumes. The thing I try not ever to do is cut back on the talent, because I think that makes a show. I think you've got to have the most talented people you can possibly get on stage. And if you then rely on the acting and the singing and the brilliance of their performance, and really good lighting. It's very hard to cut back in the lighting department because that can cover up an awful lot of things. So you really go for the lighting. In what direction do you see Charlottetown moving in the future?
Realistically.
I don't think that I will be a part of that because I've worked too hard to build it to a competing kind of musical theater with the United States who don't believe in cutting back. Their philosophy is always bigger and better than ever. That's why I have a great deal of admiration for the kind of thinking, and they'll take a chance. They're gamblers. I would not be happy cutting back now that I've reached the point. I've nursed this thing along for 17 years, and I feel I've created a very unique thing in theatrical history in this country.
Okay, so the next
Do I have any specific career goals for my own future?
Are you thinking of leaving Charlottetown?
Yes, I am. Yes, definitely, because I don't think it can go on in the way I feel it should go on, unless they establish some kind of a winter home for it, and it has a bigger touring future. Whether my shows are the absolute most brilliant shows or in between, I've done both. Things that I'm terribly proud of and things in between. But I guarantee that that theater has always had people in the seats, and it's always been full. And they're there, and they walk out of the theater, and they have enjoyed themselves. And what more purpose can I have in the theater?
Gonna take a sentimental journey. Gonna set my heart at ease. Gonna make a sentimental journey to renew old memories. Got my bag, I got my reservation. Spent each time I could afford. Like a child in wild anticipation, long to hear that all aboard. 7, that's the time we leave at 7. I'll be waiting out for heaven, counting every mile of railroad track that takes me back. Never thought my heart could be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? Gotta take the sentimental journey home. Takes me back. Never thought my heart could be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? Gotta take the sentimental journey home. Sentimental.